This past summer, we decided to explore the Champlain Valley in Vermont a little bit more. Our trip took us north of Lake George to Whitehall and then across Lake Champlain to western Vermont. While there, we saw a lot of interesting things, including Burlington, some wonderful gardens. We took a tour of Ben & Jerry's massive ice cream factory, explored the Champlain coastline, took a tour of some major underwater archaeology sites, and ended up at Vergennes by the site of an amazing waterfall. Our first stop was Whitehall, the birthplace of the American Navy. Before Benedict Arnold was a trader, he was a brilliant American colonel. In 1776, against all odds, Arnold was able to hold off a British invasion from Canada. He chose Skenesborough as a place to build and assemble a fleet of warships. Despite a desperate lack of seasoned timber, skilled shipwrights, and essential supplies, Arnold was able to drive the construction of a small Mosquito fleet. His men fashioned a mix of schooners, sloops, flat-bottomed gunboats, and galleys. By October, he'd assembled 15 vessels, a makeshift but fully functional navy built from scratch in order to delay the British force. On October 11, 1776, Arnold positioned his fleet in the narrow strait between Valcour Island and the New York mainland. This forced the larger British ships to fight him against the wind. Although the American fleet was severely outgunned and suffered heavy casualties, Arnold managed a daring nighttime escape through the British lines. While the American fleet was eventually destroyed or scuttled during the retreat, and the engagement was a triumph. By forcing the British to halt and then build their own fleet, Arnold delayed their invasion for a full year, forcing them to retreat to Canada. This delay bought the Continental Army an entire year to prepare, directly setting up the stage for the American victory in Saratoga. While in Whitehall, we visited Skene Manor, which is often called the Castle on the Mountain. It's a striking Victorian Gothic-style mansion that sits on a cliff overlooking the village of Whitehall and the Champlain Canal. Today, Skene Manor is owned and maintained by an all-volunteer, non-profit organization. A highlight of our visit was a lunch in the Victorian tea room. Here, volunteers serve homemade soups, sandwiches, and desserts in the grand dining room. Free guided tours are provided by docents covering all 3 floors of the mansion. Visitors can see the original mahogany and walnut woodwork, stained glass windows, and 7 of the 8 original fireplaces. Traveling north, we crossed into Vermont by taking a ferry from Essex, New York to Shelburne, Vermont. The Lake Champlain Transportation Company was established in 1826, making it one of the oldest operating transportation companies in the United States. Beneath the modern ferry route lies a graveyard of ships. Lake Champlain's cold water and lack of shipworms has made it a very rich site for underwater archaeology. We spent several nights at a wonderful hotel in Burlington. Burlington's a very popular place for tourists, but actually we spent most of our time in the countryside exploring gardens and waterfalls and such. One of our first stops was the Horsford Gardens. Horsford Gardens and Nursery is a historic and highly regarded plant nursery located in Charlotte, Vermont. It was founded in 1893 by Frederick Horsford, and it's often cited as Vermont's oldest nursery. It's widely known for its Vermont hardy plant selections and beautiful display gardens. The nursery is a working 40-acre farm. Visitors are encouraged to explore the grounds. One of the main draws for the visitors is a series of ever-in-bloom botanical gardens. These include a rock garden, rain garden, a shade garden, and a pollinator garden. While in Vermont, we had to stop off for some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. They have a factory in Waterbury, Vermont, which is the only Ben & Jerry's factory that allows visitors. It produces up to 350,000 pints of ice cream every single day. The tour was a lot of fun. We got to see the plant in action and learned a lot about the company. One popular site here is the Flavor Graveyard. Here the company maintains a cemetery of granite headstones for retired ice cream flavors. Each headstone has a humorous epitaph explaining why that particular flavor was discontinued. Located in Morrisville, Vermont is Cadys Botanical Garden. It's a renowned sanctuary established by Don and Layla Avery. What began in 1979 was a small nursery on a 22-acre property. It started out as a funky riverside lot filled with junk cars. Over 40 years, the site blossomed into a premier destination for rare and esoteric plants. The garden features water and rock gardens, dwarf conifers, shrubs, a fern collection, and over 600 varieties of native plants. After decades of operating as a commercial nursery, the Averys retired their business in 2021. They transitioned the property into a public botanical garden, which allows visitors to explore on their own Admission is based on donation only. A sign at the entry warns children are welcome in the garden only when accompanied by an adult and held by the hand. This is truly a beautiful place, worth preserving. Driving the back roads of this part of Vermont is a real treat. You never know exactly when you're going to stumble on a covered bridge, raging rapids, or a gentle stream. Vergennes is an interesting place. Aside from being the site of a major battle in the War of 1812, it's also the home of three powerful waterfalls. The power of these falls was essential during the war, in that it ran the ironworks that forged the cannons and hardware for Commodore Macdonough's fleet. Near Vergennes is the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum. This museum features the Philadelphia II, which is a full-scale working replica of one of Benedict Arnold's gunboats. It allows visitors to experience the cramped, dangerous conditions of 1776 naval life. The museum is also the base for extensive underwater archaeology. Lake Champlain is cold, dark, and fresh. Unlike the ocean, it has no shipworms to eat the wood, or salt to corrode metal. This makes it home for some of the best preserved wooden shipwrecks in North America. The museum manages a series of underwater historic preserves. Divers often visit these wrecks, but the museum also uses robots, ROVs, to beam live video of deep wrecks to the surface for non-divers to see. During our boat tour of Lake Champlain, we got to see one of the ROVs in action. What a trip! From shipwrecks to beautiful gardens, the Champlain Valley is really special. I'm sure we'll be back.